Hey everybody, Dockside Gamer here and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be attempting my most challenging video yet, and it's going to be killing Maris without actually touching him. Here are the rules. Number 1, I can't touch him whatsoever with my bow. Cannot touch him. That's the only rule. Alright, disclaimer. This was not a first attempt. The other attempts are not in this video, but just to state it, this is not a first attempt. Alright, getting into the run, what am I looking for? 1, I need survivability items, winding graces, warming stones, all that stuff. 2, a bow that can kill the jellyfish and the hands that Maris will spawn in. And 3, all the flasks somewhere. I need as much healing as I can just in case. He doesn't hit hard, but there is a good opportunity for me. Alright, so early into the run, and I mean in like the first camp that I get into, I find the bow that's going to carry me through the rest of the run. It's a pulley bow, and it has sleep. Now, sleep will affect almost everything in this map, and it saves me non-stop. I have a very specific part that I know is going to come up, and I will prove it. So, the first day is pretty routine. I get all my flasks, I try to level up as much as possible, and that's pretty much it. Like, as long as I have my pulley bow, that's all I need. So, literally, I'm pretty much set. So, the first night is pretty easy. There's just the is it Godric Knights? No, they're not Godric Knights. They're just the knights that are in that castle and a banished knight, which means I'm going to be fighting Godric himself. So, he's honestly not that hard, and I'm going to show you that sleep does affect it. So, as you're looking, you see underneath the health bar, the sleep icon will come up eventually. I normally don't bother letting them sleep unless I'm pretty swarmed, and honestly this is my first time actually using sleep, because I always kind of look past it. But fighting Godric, it only takes maybe a couple arrows to actually put him to sleep, and if I was using it effectively, I could use that time to heal, or just create some space. Or get a critical hit, because it does make them more susceptible to them. So this fight's actually pretty routine. Just create some space, fire off my arrows as much as possible, use my my character skill which puts a wounding mark on them, and that will eventually pop and deal a good chunk of damage. But honestly, that's my strategy until I get the hog. Just try to kill things as quickly as possible, and that's pretty much it. I know that's not really much of a strategy, but that's all I got. So yeah, Grafted Monarch or Godric, however you want to call him, that's it. This is the fight. Create space, and as you can see, sleep actually stuns him a little, giving me plenty of time to back up, create space if I need it, heal, reapply any items that I need, and then continue. But yeah, this is a pretty routine fight actually for Ironheart at least. Create as much space as possible, keep moving, and fire your arrows. So Godric's pretty easy. He goes down without much of a fight, and it's on to the second day. The second day really consists of the same thing from the first. Since I have my pulley bow, I don't really need to loot any extra weapons. Like, there's no legendary weapons, and honestly, like, I didn't really think of getting anything else, because I can't really pass statuses to Maris. I can't hit him anyway. But this is the part that I wanted to show. This is what sleep does to an enemy. Bellbearing Hunter, please enjoy. being able to inflict sleep onto the Bell-Bearing Hunter made this fight extremely... Normally, Bell-Bearing Hunter, he's such a difficult fight because he's just so strong, but this time, not much of a problem. So I take him out, I go underneath the fortress, grab my talisman, and then it's on to the end of the night 2, which is the Godskin duo, and honestly, they don't put up much of a fight. Like, the starting enemies that spawn in before them, they don't really cause too much trouble. This is also a part of the run that I could fail, just because if I get knocked down twice, because you automatically get up once while you're solo. So if I get knocked down twice, then I get an end of the run, but I don't. I get knocked down once during Godskin Duo, just because I was not dodging their fire extremely well, and the Godskin Noble kind of punished me for it. So there's not really much to talk about the Godskin Duo. Sleep, again, plays a huge part in giving me my space, so yeah, like, within what, 3 arrows I inflicted sleep on him, and like, he'll sit there. He'll sit there and just let me pelt arrows into him. So that is extremely helpful. Like, sleep is by far one of the better statuses, besides poison obviously that I get powered up with, but like, it is so good. So as you can see, I'm kind of focused on the Noble. I don't have the Apostle in my sights. I really should, but it's hard to, like, I have to keep them basically like I have them right now. Put both in my sights, so if the other one is throwing fire at me, I can dodge it. But luckily, I inflict sleep onto the Apostle, which gives me time to back up. Now, unfortunately, I did get hit by the fire, drop down, but I get up automatically. So that does not use a Wending Grace. That is automatically one free pickup that you get just for the soul. Now, the overall goal with the Godskin Duo, obviously, take them out one at a time. Especially when it's a 2v1, you want to make that fight a 1v1. So right now I'm focusing on Godskin Noble because he's been out the longest, so he has the most damage. And honestly, he's going to go down pretty soon. And then it's just me and the Imposter. And honestly, he's not that difficult. He's a bit slower than the Noble. And yeah, that fireball, my god, that was dealing a lot of damage. So you want to dodge those, and honestly, this is just going to be the fight. So I'll stop talking, I'll let you guys see the rest of the fight, and then I'll come back in right before Maris. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So as you can see for the perks, I choose maximum stamina. The ultimate, I'm not going to be using too much, because with my past attempts, perks and my ultimate have kind of screwed me over. So I had lightning when I was dodging on, I think, one of my first attempts, and one of the lightning bolts hit Maris. Now, I don't know if that would count. I'll let you guys decide that one. If one of my lightning bolts from when I dodged hit Maris, does that count as me actually hitting him? Because it technically came from me? I don't know. But I counted it as a loss, then I moved on. And my ultimate, the way this one works, when you fully charge it up, which I can't remember if you just fire it off immediately. Anyway, you get the rush of wind that comes from behind, and that also damages. I've done that a couple times, and I accidentally hit Maris then too. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to let you guys watch. I'll explain I'll explain what I'm looking for right now. So when Maris summons these jellyfish, you can kill them, and then you'll see the little things come out of them. Yeah, those little beams, or like, I don't know, energy balls, I guess. They'll go in and they'll do about 150 damage each. So at the start, it's going to seem slow. Near the end, he'll start spawning like a big, basically a bomb that slowly drops and will inflict sleep. You can destroy those, and then the aftermath will also go out, seek Maris out, and damage him. But this is basically the fight. It's doable. It's very doable. Like, this boss was designed to be taken out this way. Like, you know what I mean? So it's nice to know that, hey, I can actually do this. But this is basically going to be the fight. So I wanted a bow that could take these things out. I'm pretty sure any bow can. And then the hands I was talking about, you will see some of them. They spawn all over the map. And they can also be destroyed. And they will also send out the same energy towards you. So you'll see those hands. So I wanted a bow that would deal a fair amount of damage to these things too. And that way I could take out as many as I could as quickly as possible. So yeah, this is going to be the fight. Take out these hands, take out the jellyfish that he spawns, and then the sleep bomb that he inevitably drops. And like near the end of the fight, once his health starts getting a bit lower, he'll start spawning more jellyfish at a time more frequently. He'll spawn 2 sleep bombs instead of 1, which is great for me anyway, especially for this fight, because they deal the most damage to us. So yeah, this is the fight. If you guys want to try this, be my guest. It's not that difficult. It's just a different kind of fight because you are trying your best to dodge Maris while killing all these things, which can also hit you. Also while trying not to die. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, honestly, it's not that bad. Like, as you can see, those energy balls will stagger them. It is so tempting to use my ultimate on them or to go and grab a critical hit off them. But honestly, I don't. So yeah, he'll keep spawning the hands, he'll keep spawning jellyfish, and eventually he will spawn a sleep bomb as well to drop down. And those things, this is why I chose Iron Eye, because of the range. I tried this as Guardian once, thinking that I could get the whirlwind around my jellyfish and that would take them out even quicker than the bow. But then Augur got too close and my whirlwind hit him. And I can't control that. So yeah, the Iron Eye seemed to be the best option. I probably could have went as a recluse, maybe, and used magic to destroy everything. But again, I run the risk of hitting Augur, and then I wouldn't have to worry too much about the ultimate off the recluse because it's pretty short range, where Iron Eyes is a pretty long range. But yeah, I'll stop talking for a little bit. When the sleep bomb comes out, I will definitely chime back in just to tell you, hey, that's a sleep bomb. Alright, enjoy. So right here, he is about to spawn his first sleep bomb. Goes back all the way up, and I'm ready for it. Drops it, you can lock onto it, and the little bugger was right in front of the thing. So I was really worried I was going to hit him. Thankfully I didn't. And yeah, those deal big damage to him. Yeah, that's a huge chunk of damage. And combine that with the amount of jellyfish he's about to start spawning, and the 2 sleep bombs he's going to spawn in a little bit, this fight is as good as done. As long as I can control my arrows not to target him, like zooming in with the bow is key, especially with the jellyfish, because it's so easy just to lock onto them. And I find when I'm moving, I move my right thumbstick more, and that changes what I lock onto. So I find it's just easier just to freehand and use my little character skill there to slice through. Because I don't think these things have a whole lot of health. But as you can see, he's spawning a lot more now. I don't know why. I'm thinking it's just so you get a little bit overwhelmed. But thankfully he does, because that speeds up the fight a lot. And yeah, this is pretty much the rest of the fight. He's going to spawn in a lot more jellyfish, so the damage that I'm going to be outputting is going to be speeding up some. And the hands, they're the same thing. He'll always spawn those. There's a bunch of them all around the map. It's just going around and find them. And yeah, as you can see, he's close. And he's going to try and put me to sleep. So I decided to use my ultimate on the hand and one hit it. Thankfully it didn't hit him. I know it's risky, especially this late in the fight, to use my ultimate. It was a risky move because I didn't really keep Augur in my sights. But whatever. And yeah, so here's the first sleep bomb. That's destroyed, and he spawns in a second one. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be near the end of the fight too, because that's going to deal enough damage that, like, it's not much left. Yeah, like, that dealt a huge chunk. And especially taking out the hands, and I don't know. It's a very difficult fight, but also easy fight, if that makes any kind of sense whatsoever. Because it's easy because Augur doesn't output a whole lot of damage. His biggest thing is putting you to sleep. If he can put you to sleep, that's what deals his damage for you. But if you can avoid that, like putting your resistances up, or just resisting sleep in general, which I did throughout the run, I got a lot of resistant perks, that's key. If you can resist his sleep, you can beat him. Now, I can't do this with any other boss that I can think of, because I don't think any of them have this kind of mechanic within my boss fights. And yeah, I staggered him, there's a bunch of damage going to him, and that's the fight. Now, I think that this fight went extremely well, and I think that is much deserved of a like and subscribe. I don't know about you guys, but that was pretty impressive. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to toot my own horn like that. But that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I don't know if I can do it with any other bosses. I'll look into it, and maybe I can try another boss as well. But again, thank you very much for watching, guys, especially if you watched down this far. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, have a great day. Bye-bye.